Hello, my fellow humans. So, today I want to speak about something that really most profoundly shifted, changed, improved my relationship with my partner, now husband, and it has a possibility to change your life, to change your relationships. And let's get into it. But before we begin, let's take a few deep breaths. And sigh. Like with a sigh, put down all your baggage that you carry on your body. Like you're putting down a backpack. And open up for receiving what can serve you the most at this moment in your journey and maybe even throughout your whole life, because it freaking can. So let's get to it. So me and my husband, we are together for 18 years. We met when we were 16 years, almost 17 years old, and we've been together since. We got married last year, but otherwise, we were having a partnership. We grew a lot together, and we were doing a lot on our communication. Like, for example, we didn't really have, me especially not, like from my family system, from my primary family, I didn't have examples of conscious communication, like where you communicate with a lot of respect and love and care and compassion. The way I would describe our communication in our primary family, even though there was also love and there are many things that I'm grateful for to my primary family, but I would describe the way we communicated with each other like narcissistic patterns of communication. Like, I wouldn't really say that my family members are narcissistic, or to some degree, then it includes me, but definitely the way we communicated with each other was in this narcissistic area. If we imagine that narcissism is one of nervous system responses to a threat, people who are quite narcissistic, they respond in a way that they go into a fight. So if you communicate with someone who has more of this kind of response, you might have a very good communication, otherwise very good relationship, but if you're gonna trigger them with something, they gonna destroy you. Like, they gonna forget about everything you've built together so far, and they will treat you as an enemy, and they will cut you out of their life. And in some way, even though we didn't exactly cut out each other in our family because we lived together and we needed each other, but there was this way of communicating, of blowing out and blaming each other, and like victim stories, blaming, like no one appreciates me, blah blah blah, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you did this to me. Anyway, I still sometimes feel like I'm doing something bad when I share these things online, but at the same time, I feel it is really important that someone shares this kind of things, and I think I'm the right person for it, because I have a lot of love and compassion for my family, but as I shared before, if someone was preparing burnt food, it's good to like point that out and start preparing food in a better way. So and this is also again a good example. The way we communicated in our family, it was a lot of burnt food that we were serving to each other. It was not healthy at all. And so, of course, me and my partner, we brought those patterns into our relationship. And he also had family baggage from his family side. There was this type of communication as well, where sometimes there was like a lot of unnecessary, like you could communicate with someone in a nice, mature, curious way, but no, like some things you couldn't express because there would be like attack and victim stories, etc. Like a bit of similar dynamic. So we brought this into our relationship, but we also have this luck that both of us, like our relationship really matters to us. So we were always willing to invest our time in conversations. But since we weren't equipped with communication skills to the degree we could be if we had this from our primary families, it actually took a lot of time. And there were sometimes fights that were kind of fights, but not really fights. Like we were trying to explain things to each other, and it lasted for hours. So, for example, we would be driving around and we would talk about Queen Elizabeth, and then we would get into a conversation about royalty, and we would have some different opinions, and then it would become like a few hours long conversation about conversation and how we felt during our conversation and like what the other person is not getting. So from a little thing that we spoke about, it was like that thing was peak of the mountain, and then was like the whole huge mountain below of unresolved things that we had to talk through. And it was, I mean, I'm proud of us that we invested so much time into these conversations, and because we came to some really amazing gold in that mountain. Like we mined gold out of that mountain with our conversations, and I want to share this gold with you today. So I'm really proud of us, but still, like, if I imagine now that we have a disagreement and we have to talk about it for a few hours and we still don't reach a conclusion, it's like, oh my god, so much time. So I want to share with you now that thing that saves us so much time. So with all these conversations where there were little things that started disagreement and that then become like a few hour long thing, we came to the conclusion that underneath we both had an unmet need for appreciation. So no matter what it was, if it was about Queen Elizabeth or about how people are dressed or the things in traffic or whatever else, like whatever it was, underneath it all, we, or especially this one, like things we do in the household, or things we do for work, for money, income. Underneath it all, we both had the same need for appreciation. And because that need was not met, the things, like little incidents, little disagreements, were disproportionately extended. And now that we have this need met in our relationship, we really appreciate each other. Now when we have disagreements, we work through them very fast, like very fast. Maybe in your relationship there is something else, but it might be connected. For example, I was speaking with one friend and she was telling me about her relationship with her partner, and she expressed that they had a fight, and what was at the core for her was that she wants to feel that she is valuable to him, that she is of value to him. So it's connected with being appreciated. Slightly different, but still very much connected. And I kind of bet that if I would talk with her partner, that at the core for him would be the need to be valued as well. So what we did in our relationship with my partner, with my husband, when we came to that core thing, like I am making this triangle with my hands, and it's like my partner and me, and at the core of it, the same thing. That then, like at the peak of the mountain, manifests as some kind of disagreement. So when we started appreciating each other, those disagreements became so much easier to work through. Okay, so what we started doing, how we started appreciating each other. First, that was like a big aha moment that this is core need for both of us. And we started with expressing appreciation. And I admit it was sometimes hard at first. And even though we are doing this for years now, there's still sometimes like a little discomfort in me. Not always, but sometimes, like a little discomfort when I express my appreciation for what he brings to my life. But even if there's a discomfort at first because you're not used to it, not used to expressing it, or you might feel like, shit, I should be able to give this to myself, and now I have to thank for this thing to someone else, and you feel not satisfied with yourself, and then you're not able to 100% show your appreciation for how someone else is satisfying that need of yours. But still, like, even though there is discomfort, you start saying it, you start expressing appreciation. So I thank him for what he is providing for me. I thank him for working and being the main provider in our relationship, even though I also have some income, but still he is the main income provider. And then he appreciates me for the things I do in the household, for cleaning, etc. I tell him the things I did that day, and he's like, thank you. And a lot of other things, like where we care for each other, we show each other appreciation. It's not something that is taken for granted. Like all the little things we do for each other, we express appreciation. and that shifted our relationship so much. We are still falling in love with each other again and again. And now he prepares, like, in his mind during the week, he's planning where we're gonna go for the weekend. We love road trips and going somewhere to eat, things like this. And he is planning this in advance. Like back in the days, I would be like, I wanna go somewhere, why we are always at home, and why do I always have to push that we go somewhere? No, he is planning those things. And I think that appreciation was one of the core things that helped in our relationship to bring in things, to express things where there is now even more to appreciate. Since I appreciate my husband more, there is more to appreciate about him. He is expressing, he is giving more things that I can appreciate him for. It's really, truly amazing, and it's something that can be used in other relationships as well. But I admit that for me personally, it's not that easy with everyone, because with some people, they have a hard time receiving appreciation as well. They can feel as though you are licking their ass when you want to express appreciation. So it's not easy with all of the relationships to have this level. But with some of the relationships, like, you can still be in appreciation mode and find ways to express it in a way that the other person can receive. And also with some people is just hard because in our relationship with my husband, like, we can talk about communication, about the way we communicate with each other. Like, we can have this meta head on and analyze this. But with some people, it's hard to talk about the way we talk with each other. So try this approach, do your best, and if it does not work perfectly with all of people, it's okay. And also, like, with some people, it's just harder to fully appreciate them when they can have responses that could go under toxic umbrella. But it's okay. It's okay. We all work on our relationships, and with some relationships is easier and with some relationships is harder. And let's have more people in our circles with which is easier. Okay, and now what is the next level of this appreciation that I'm working on? I am starting, like really starting in the last few weeks, to do this inside of myself. Because if you imagine, and of course, like gender theories and everything, we cannot just describe the qualities as being masculine or feminine or whatever, but at the same time, it's also useful. So in some way we can. And there is this classification of feminine being like receiving mode, connected to love, care, wisdom that comes through connection with spiritual world, and then bringing this out into the world with love, like through open heart. And for masculine, is more like focused energy, action, taking care of things, taking care of business, doing the things, taking care of community by doing, for me, like I can, part of me is sure that I can describe myself as a high achiever because I have track record of high achievements. But then there's a part of me that's like what? High achiever? No freaking way. You are not a high achiever. You are lazy. You have ADD, or you are all over the place. You are not where you want to be with your business, etc. Like, you are kind of a loser. So there is this part of me, the inner masculine, that is so not being appreciated. And what I'm doing in the last few weeks is starting to appreciate my inner masculine and saying thanks for all that you do for me, and thanks for all the actions you take. And it is amazing how I am starting to see what I do, like what I do, what I can do, what I'm able to do, what I did so far. For example, for me, it's very natural to do like tech stuff on computer. It's not like I'm IT person, but whatever is on the website or whatever related to the tech, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna research the internet and I'm gonna find the solution, like in most cases or almost every case so far, or every case so far, I found the solution. Even though I don't know how to program, I would go on GitHub and find things and put things together and make them work. So it's actually an amazing skill, and I never really fully appreciated it. So now I'm saying to this masculine part of myself who does the things, like, thank you so much. Thank you so much that you are putting websites together, that you do all the back end work related to website, to newsletter. Thank you so much that you are able to figure out every platform that you need to figure it out. I'm really starting to appreciate that side of me. Thank you so much that you are able to work with programs and spreadsheets, and that you are able to learn all those things fast and put them into practice. Like, I really freaking appreciate it. That's amazing. So if I want, like, from the feminine side, express my love and wisdom into the world, I have this masculine part who can find ways, channels, and do the work to express this into the world. Build the funnels, whatever. This is like here in one person. This is here in me. Otherwise, I would have to pay people to do this work. I can sit down and like look for solutions and put them together, and I can do this. So that's like really amazing. And I'm appreciating that part so much now. And as I started doing this, I observe all the other things that I do also, like in the household, how I take care of things, that things are clean, organized, how I do many little things like today that make my life easier tomorrow, how I go into action fast with majority of these little things, and I make sure that all these things are taken care of. And that's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And then also from this masculine side, I appreciate the feminine side. I appreciate myself for love and care and wisdom that I bring, and also all the fun, because I'm I love fun and I'm quite a fun person, and I bring a lot of fun into relationship with my husband and also into other relationships where I feel comfortable to express that funny side of me. So yes, so there is this inner appreciation now for who I am. And what else do I want to say regarding this? Oh, I also look back throughout my first business, and I'm thanking myself into the past for all that I was doing, for all that I was able to do. I appreciate myself for all the successes, because back then I was just in this mode of I have to achieve more, I have to achieve more, and this is not enough. I had some success, but never really took it in. It was always like the next thing, and I am this type of person, like where I always see the next thing and have many ideas and always see things to improve. But also, if I want to put these things into practice, I need to appreciate the worker in me. It's as in companies, it's the same as in companies. My dog is barking in his sleep. So in companies, the personnel, the CEO, people in the office, like if we imagine production company, they need to appreciate the workers that bring their ideas to life, who make the products. If those workers feel appreciated, they're gonna be able to give so much more to the company. It's so much better for everyone if they are appreciated. Like really express appreciation to your workers, and you can do this inside yourself. Okay, I think I drove the point home, and I am also available to hire for coaching. So if you have an idea, amazing idea in your head that you want to bring to reality, and if you had experiences before where you had these amazing ideas and it was all already built in your mind, and you saw how this is amazing thing for the planet and for the customer and for you and for everyone, for the highest good of all, and then you express this idea to someone and everything just fell down. I am the person who is gonna listen to your idea, and we will kickstart it into reality. Of course, if this idea is also aligned with me, with my values. But yeah, like if you have idea that is good for the planet, good for you, amazing product, eco-friendly, I'm your goal. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.